Hello.
Hello. It's Friday at Glastonbury.
And we're here. It's Enemy backstage at the festival, in the little spot between the other stage and the pyramid stage. And the festival is finally in full swing.
It is.
Radiohead are headlining tonight. What else has happened today?
There's been loads today. Royal Blood have played. We've had Halsey. Last night, after we did this last night, there was amazing sets from Horror. There was a secret set from Circle Waves. It's been busy.
It hasn't rained yet, which people at home will be horrified about, because there's nothing like the Schadenfreude of enjoying a rainy Glastonbury from home.
Yeah, sorry.
But it hasn't rained yet,
guys.
And there's been a lot of Jeremy Corbyn chanting. There's been a lot of people with face paint on. Jeremy
Corbyn's here tomorrow. He's doing a talk and he's coming on stage with Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
Excitingly. So I can't wait for that tomorrow.
And this is, of course, our nightly Glastonbury broadcast, which is entirely ripped off the BBC's The One Show, where we throw to a video, and we've got three things tonight. What?
Well, talking about Glastonbury first and being slightly disappointed that there is no mud. Earlier on we spoke to Halsey, who played an amazing set on the other stage, I believe, earlier today. So let's have a little look at Rianne talking to Halsey earlier on.
Hi, I'm here backstage with Halsey. How's it going?
It's going really well. I'm really excited.
Yes.
I'm nervous too, though.
We were just saying it's your first time here, so have you been kind of soaking up the atmosphere already?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's kind of really dirty and really drunk, and so am I, so it's good. We're all on the same page. I'm surprisingly, I'm a little nervous, but I'm also, I feel quite at home, which is good, because, my mentality on stage for most of my career has kind of been a little messy and not quite perfect, and I feel like this is the crowd that will appreciate that. So I feel a little bit less, the pressure to be perfect.
You were tweeting earlier about being sad about the weather because you bought wellies, which I think is maybe the first time anyone's been sad that it's not raining at Glastonbury.
I heard it was part of the experience, and I bought wellies. I went out of my way yesterday. I was in Bristol, and I went to a store and I bought wellies, and I was telling the shop person, I was like, I'm going to Glastonbury, I got my wellies, and I'm here and it's not raining, and I'm like, aw. But a dry stage is a happy performer, so definitely happy about that.
No fools.
So if you caught this broadcast yesterday, we talked a little bit about the first metal stage that is at Glastonbury this year, and Leonie went down last night to check out some of the bands. Tell us.
Thank you, Charlotte. I did. So it is called the Earache Express, and it is in the Shangri-La field. And Earache Records is a kind of classic metal label from the mid-80s, and they're bringing loads of different bands here. So they put Napalm Death on, and they put them on the main stage in Shangri-La. So they've got this tube carriage, which is the Earache Express. Then they're doing stuff on the main stage as well. And it was just lots of men of a certain age enjoying themselves in a lovely dusty mosh pit to Napalm Death.
But it got pretty raucous, right? You had to take the hoops out just in case.
Oh, that was when I saw Horror play. So Horror played in the tube carriage, which was a Victoria line out of service carriage, if anyone's interested, which is nice because it made me feel at home, because that's a line I take often. I had to remove my hoops because it got quite moshy.
The Coops hoops.
The Coops hoops, yeah, they're classics. It's fantastic, and it's the first time ever kind of metal's had an appearance at Glastonbury. So I think they probably thought it wouldn't really work at this festival. It's more of a download kind of thing. But actually, there's so many people here that, of course, there's going to be some metal fans there. And then in the Napalm Death crowd, I would say it was one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen at that Shangri-La stage, and lots of people singing along, which is quite difficult with Napalm Death because you've got no idea what he's bloody singing about.
What Ed Miliband fan
Indeed,
right. How to sing grindcore. It's just just a big, loud, throaty noise. But the singer was chatting in between songs. It was all very right on, kind of politically correct stuff going on, which fits in well with the Glastonbury theme. So he's talking about kind of slave labour and slum landlords. It felt very fight the power, which is always enjoyable. I love to fight the power.
Explain the tube carriage thing. Do they play in the tube, or?
I'll explain it for you,
please,
Charlotte.
Please.
So the tunnel is here. Sorry, the carriage is here. There is a stage area at one end of the carriage, and there are people from down here, but also, because that wouldn't fit many people, because, well, I know, it depends on rush hour, you can fit quite a lot of people in a tube carriage, London people, joke for you. So you've got, the stage there, and people in there, and then there's sort of, the doors are open, maybe where the driver would be, per se, And then there's a ground area here with a barrier here, and there's a bar there. I don't know if I'm creating a very good picture. But you just have to go, maybe. It's like train up there in the sky, not that high, maybe like 10 foot off the ground, and then there's people there. It's not big, let's put it that way. So it's nice and intimate. But like I said, so the record label are putting on shows on the main stage as well. So they've got Dead Kennedys playing on Sunday, and they had Nathan Death
I'm
yesterday.
excited for that.
And then they've got all these other little smaller bands happening. And Glenn Matlock played there last night as well. Did an acoustic version of God Save the Queen, which isn't something I knew I wanted to
How it was
hear.
always meant to be heard.
Exactly. Smash the
and
system.
you decompressed after this spa. You went to power ballad yoga this morning.
I got very zen this morning.
How does that work?
Well, funny you should ask. It is yoga, but with a woman wearing a mullet wig,
right?
With a can.
Yeah.
So this happened at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
With a very, very low cut top, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And about 100 people just doing yoga to the sweet, sweet sounds of T'Pow and Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Oh yeah, that was good. And it was strangely sensual power ballad yoga. There were lots of find a stranger and embrace them, maybe touch them consensually, of course.
Yeah. That sounds great.
And I enjoyed it. I mean, if you are at Glastonbury and you want to work out, but also to listen to some classic rock, I highly recommend power ballad yoga.
And
Take
what
a can.
What else have you seen so far?
I just saw Chris Christopherson.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, don't ruin that secret.
A number of
Our
special
next
guests.
Guest is gonna,
who I won't say anything
what
more
else?
about. Well, so I've been doing quite a lot of work on the bus, Dan.
Oh, okay,
working them hard. Yeah.
Just working hard, playing slightly hard.
We have another thing, don't we, to show? What is it?
We do.
Royal Blood, isn't it?
You mentioned Royal Blood, you didn't. I'm going to mention Royal Blood now.
Blood.
So earlier on today, on the Pyramid stage, Royal Blood played a corker of a set, and we caught up with them just beforehand to have a chat.
Hi, you're watching NME, and we're here with Royal Blood at Glastonbury 2017.
Hello, NME.
How you doing, boys?
Really good, actually. Good. Just
Really
woke up.
good.
Just woke up.
Where you been?
We
At the Eden Project.
at the Eden Project. Played the Eden Project last night.
The beautiful space.
About the zip wire.
We went on a zip line. We jumped off a great height onto an airbag.
We went on a swing that went over the Eden Project.
This
as well.
wasn't during the gig. This wasn't some Motley Crue shit.
This was pre-gig. There was lots of activities. I mean, we had a great gig, didn't we? It was fantastic.
So you haven't seen much of Glastonbury yet?
I have seen a little bit. Yeah.
Who are you looking forward to tonight?
We leave as soon as we've played.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have to go. We have to go to Germany. And that's the reality of touring, kids. It's not all fun and games until you're. Yeah.
But that's a pretty sweet spot on the Pyramid stage.
Yes, it is.
Is this like the pinnacle of everything so far?
I think so. Yeah, I can't think of anything more important and on nothing that's been on this scale before.
They still don't know how they built the pyramid stage.
They don't. No, it remains a myth, doesn't it?
Out the ground.
How it got there. Yeah.
Fell out of the sky.
Yeah. So, but it's an honour to be playing on that stage today.
Yeah. And Emily Evis told us a few weeks ago that she sees you guys, rising through the ranks to headline in future. How do comments like that make you feel?
I think we're still getting used to the idea that people come to our shows and that people have nice stuff to say about us. But yeah, it's amazing and Jesus.
Windy, mate. Glastonbury weather.
We're here now with Kevin Perry, the legendary Kevin Perry, who last night, all weekend has been in search of Johnny Depp, but last night caught up with him at his screening at Cineramageddon. It's not the only appearance Johnny's made this weekend, but Kevin, tell us more about what happened last night and today.
Okay, so yeah, last night Johnny Depp came on stage to introduce his film The Libertine at Cineramageddon with Julian Temple, who's put the field together. It was a huge crowd to see him. I have to say the crowd did disperse before the screening of The Libertine, so it was basically a crowd just to see Johnny Depp. Obviously, Glastonbury, not a lot happening on Thursday night, and so the chance to rub shoulders with a Hollywood legend obviously attracted a huge crowd.
Can you get in that field then if you don't have a ticket?
You can book to sit in the cars in advance, but you can also turn up and you have to pay a £20 deposit to get some headphones. So it's kind of like a silent cinema idea. So there were a lot of people there to see him. And he came on and he gave a short speech in which, as you may well have seen in the news, he suggested that it may be about time that another actor assassinate a president. Now
which we'll go, which actor assassinated the president?
Well, that would be John Wilkes Booth.
It would be,
course.
but yeah, you have to.
Well, interesting you bring that up, because I have a theory about that. That's not the sort of line I think you come up with on the cuff. So although that's becoming an incredibly controversial news story now, I suspect Johnny Depp may have pre-planned that he was going to say that. I think he may have come here wanting to make a statement, and obviously seeing that as his opportunity to make a statement. So yeah, a huge crowd, and interestingly, I would say a very appreciative crowd for Johnny Depp. Obviously, he's had a lot of legal problems recently, accusations of beating Amber Heard. Obviously very, very serious, and there was some controversy about him being booked to appear at the festival. But actually, as it turned out, Cinerama stage was full of people who were very, very excited to see him. So interesting that there maybe weren't more protests there.
And it wasn't the only time he's popped up this weekend. So he just made a little surprise appearance with Chris Christopherson.
That's right. So after he introduced the films on Friday night, he then came on again actually with Before Withnail and I to introduce that with Bruce Robinson, who wrote it, and say that was his favourite film ever. So he was around the cinema stage on Friday night, and there was a lot of rumours sort of flying around about whether he was going to stay the weekend or whether he was just going to sort of jet off on Friday. But actually, as you say, as he turned out, he came on stage with Chris Christopherson today to play Sunday Morning Coming Down, one of the best songs about Come Down ever written. And yeah, so he played on that. Joined interestingly, by Brad Pitt at the side of the stage. So there's obviously a sort of Hollywood divorced dads road trip to Glastonbury going on. Bradley Cooper as well.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper, I was going to say.
Was on. That's not out, innit?
Bradley Cooper was on stage before Chris Christopherson, playing guitar. We assume pretending to play guitar, because he had some really sort of sick shredding going on. So maybe that'll be for a future movie. We don't really know what was happening. But
what did the crowd do when Bradley Cooper came out then?
It was an interesting crowd reaction, because as you may know at Glastonbury, if somebody's not on the screens, then only a small section of the crowd can actually see them. So because Bradley Cooper wasn't on the screens, there was only a sort of small amount of people who could actually see him and realised it was Bradley Cooper. He has sort of long hair, uncharacteristically long hair at the moment. But yeah, so he just came on stage, pretended, I think, to play guitar. Perhaps he did. Perhaps he's got guitar moves. Who knows? But pretended to play guitar, and then introduced Chris Christopherson, who, as I say, then came on and played with Johnny Depp to an audience who included Brad Pitt. We've also got Tilda Swinton at the festival, so perhaps the most Hollywood Glastonbury ever.
Yeah, pretty Hollywood.
And on the same stage tonight, Radiohead. Are you excited about this?
I am really excited about Radiohead. There's a lot of rumours flying around that this will be an OK Computer heavy set.
I don't think so. Are you excited?
I've actually never seen them, so I am excited for that reason. Yeah,
Do you think we'll get?
I think it'll be good.
OK Computer.
That's certainly a rumour that's flying around. The 20-year
so.
anniversary re-release is being released today, so perhaps the Warner Music people will be nudging them to give that a push.
Is that a good idea though, for them just to play? If they just played OK Computer songs, is that?
I mean, for me, yes. But we
Kev?
did catch up with some Radiohead heads, didn't we, earlier on, around the field. We caught up with some Radiohead fans and asked them to display their excitement for tonight in the manner of a Tom York dance, and
They didn't disappoint. Let's have a look.
We are out here at the Pyramid stage, and Radiohead are playing tonight, and we're asking people if they can dance like Tom York. Yeah.
Oh, you got to do the hat right. I can't dance like Tom York. I can't even dance. I can't even dance.
So, yeah, we've got Lord coming up tonight.
can't wait.
Pretty excited for that.
That green light, I want it.
Oh, I want it too, Kev. I really do. But yeah, so a bit of Lord, then into Radiohead. Flaming Lips are also playing tonight, and Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal. Yeah, it's like there's we're spoiled for choice here tonight. There's like an insane amount of things to see, I think, across the weekend as well. What are you most excited about seeing?
I mean, I've already said.
No, after tonight.
Oh, after tonight. Katy Perry tomorrow. I think that'll be good. Don't know. What else?
I'm most excited about spending some time down at Block 9. I spent some time there today, and yeah, it's just an incredible atmosphere. I think one of the best clubbing venues in the world, so it's amazing that this sort of temporary venue has that kudos in the clubbing world, so I'll definitely be down there. And it's the 10th anniversary of NYC Download this year, yeah, so I'll be down there tonight.
So well, as the sun is about to set on this evening and the excitement really begins, we shall wish you a fond farewell from the fields of Avalon here in Glastonbury until this time tomorrow, where we return.
Goodbye.